But So it's right about this time that our minds turn to wine. Eric is panicking again. And who else would you think about? Who else would you think about when it comes to wine? The social sommelier, right?
The real social.
The real, the only social.
She has.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
Just had such a fabulous show. I was enjoying myself so much, and then I kind of thought, oh no, they're actually going to put me on, and I need to talk about something. I was just having a great time. Magic. I love all the break it. That's hilarious.
break it.
It's like being in the playground again, isn't it? Fight.
Exactly. It's Vanessa Gartel, the social sommelier. How's your week been?
It's been very good. Thank you very much. How's yours? You put some coins in the Lecky meter so that you actually work this week, yeah?
We've got loads of coins in the Lecky meter. We're keeping
hamsters
everything
on the wheel
down. Yeah, extra hamsters on the wheel. Matt's promised he's not going to rant too much, because when he started ranting, the pressure went on Restream just too much and it just popped. So he's going to tone the rant down. There's only one social. The love that's coming in for Vanessa is quite incredible. There's only one social sommelier.
Oh,
incredible. What do you have for us today, Viv?
There's only one social
sommelier. Doesn't do
social sommelier.
There's only one social sommelier.
First things first, amazing magic. Loved that.
Ivor's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Second thing, Matt, happy, biggest of happy birthday wishes in the Baratonia world ever. So what we are doing this week, we're doing something a bit different. It's not different, but it's just about challenging perceptions. So the
bus broke down, yeah.
So this week we are doing Chardonnay. And the reason that I've chosen Chardonnay is specifically for that reason, because I want to dispel some of the myths with regards to Chardonnay, right? So Chardonnay is probably one of the world's most widely planted grapes, okay? And it grows pretty much everywhere, but it's quite a sensitive grape, and it's very malleable, if you like, to the terroir and the winemakers and all the rest of it. Here's what happened in the 80s and 90s, and all credit to the Australians and the Americans in California. They made a brand out of Chardonnay, because the French, their labels on their wines, which we're going to sort of demystify and break down in a moment, are super complicated. And as a consumer, you just want to know what you're buying. So the Australians were like, here's a Chardonnay, and it's from Australia. And everyone was like, awesome, I know what I'm drinking. However,
jam shed.
In the 80s and 90s, there was a lot of over oaking. And the oaking, so when they aged the wines in the oak barrels, went too far for some.
That does put me off,
right?
When I think Chardonnay, I think a big mouthful of oaky vanilla.
Exactly. Vanilla, toasted marshmallow, toast, butter. There was rumours that some wine producers were actually putting oak chips actually into the wines as they were fermenting in the oak barrels to get all this big oakiness. So to dispel some of that, if that's how you like your Chardonnay style, fabulous. Oh, Ashley's taken some time to type that.
Yeah, that's the biggest. That's the biggest comment. It's the biggest comment we've ever had on screen. That's huge.
It covered me, and it covered half of Eric.
Yeah, trying to break the internet.
Yeah,
it's a birthday message, and it's a lovely one. So if that's your style of Chardonnay, fabulous. For a lot of people, people don't like Chardonnay specifically for those reasons. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Chardonnay's original roots, which is in Burgundy, which is in France. So Burgundy is a region, an area in eastern France. They've been growing Chardonnay. That's one of their most prized grapes since about the 12th century. Burgundy, 2 grapes, Pinot Noir for red, Chardonnay for white, okay? Right. Really, really big, complicated classification systems. Again, coming back to Chardonnay, people not thinking of Chardonnay as a brand. I remember years ago going out for lunch with someone, she was like, I hate Chardonnay, I won't drink it, but I love Chablis. Now, Chablis is a region in Burgundy, which is 100% Chardonnay. To tell her that.
This is brilliant. We wouldn't know this.
You have Burgundy in eastern France. For the whites, You have Chablis, beautiful, but can be very steely for some people. It's quite minerally. And as we move further down, we come into a district called Maconnais, okay, which is where we get the Macon wines and we get the Macon Village, which is what we're doing today. Outstanding value for money. So I'm going to try and, if I've got time, Eric, because I know that things always run away, and then I'll get onto the tasting, which frankly is the most important part. But I just
do what you need to do, V. Do what you need to do. This is your bit.
To explain some of the labels, because French wines can be really, really confusing because there's heaps of classification. However, when we know what we're looking for, there's some really, really amazing signposts on here. Okay, so that top bit, region Bourgogne. Okay, so this is a Burgundy wine. And because it's white, it means it's a Chardonnay.
Oh, man alive.
First things, Macon Village. So we are now dealing with the Maconnais district.
Right.
To have, and we spoke about this last week on Thirsty Thursday on the Côte d'Orient Village. To have Macon Village, the wine can only come from something like 43 villages within the district of Maconnais. So we now know that we're dealing with something very nice. That bottom bit, appellation, Susan, forgive my appalling franglais, appellation Macon Village Contrôlé. Anything that has AC, appellation contrôlé, is the top rating of French wine. So they do AC, okay? They do Vin de Pays, which is country wine, and Vin de Table, which we will never in a gazillion years ever do on a Thirsty Thursday. So appellation, Macon Village Contrôlé. We're doing with a very, very nice wine here. A very, very great example. That last bit, Mise en bouteille à la propriété, another indication of a great wine because they've bottled it at the property. They've not picked the grapes and then sent it down to Jean-Luc down the road. They've bottled it themselves. So when we start breaking some of this down, we're dealing with a beautiful, classic, great value for money Chardonnay.
That looks as if it's that looks like it's going to be a bit pricey.
Oh, but it's not, my friend.
Oh.
It is. I'll come on to it in a moment. Let's do the important stuff. So
yeah, do the important stuff.
In the glass, okay, so this is crisp. There's a really, really nice kind of like citrusy thing that's going on, okay? On the nose, this is the difference with this Chardonnay. This is unoaked. So they've aged it. They've fermented and they've barreled it in stainless steel tanks. So there's no toast, there's no marshmallow, there's no butter. This is
no melons.
Right, fresh apple, lovely like citrus zest. There's a tiny little hint of peach, right? Matt, bon anniversaire, my friend.
Well, here we go. Was that a little fist bump there?
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Get in.
I absolutely urge you to try this. If you think you know Chardonnays, scrap that up and try this. Okay?
Where do we get it, V? Where do we get it?
It's coming. Super, super fresh. Great acidity. I speak about acidity. What do I mean by that? Acidity is like the tartness, if you like, in your mouth. It makes your mouth water and you're kind of like, oh, I find that really, really nice. I want to have another sip. Lovely finish. Think grilled chickens, think chicken pasta, think chicken pie, amazing with fish, amazing with salmon. This, the 2014 vintage, won from Decanter World Wine Awards, the world's best Chardonnay under £15. And this one is exclusive to Marks and Spencer's, and it's £10. And
come on.
got a white Chardonnay from Burgundy, the home of Chardonnay, beautifully dry, beautifully crisp. None of that that oaking malarkey. This is absolutely.
What time can you buy a drink from? Is it 10 o'clock?
Yeah, 10 o'clock.
I'll tell you, Marks and Spencer should be bunging you loads of wads for this. That is great advertising.
Because I know where I'm heading this afternoon for the weekend. Because we're away camping, and we always take your wine away camping when you do it. So
thank you.
Yeah, that is cool. That is a belter today. Probably the most educational one.
Oh,
Thank you. It's just nice to
wouldn't
read
get it.
the labels, and it's all about having a little bit of confidence in what we're buying, what we're seeing on our wine list. And it doesn't, you know, that I'm a massive fan. It doesn't need to be complicated, and it doesn't need to be snobby, and it's just about finding some great wine. So,
Well,
happy
while you're on,
birthday.
happy birthday. Beautiful wine review for that Chardonnay. While you're on, we have some news about next week for everyone. Next week, I alluded to it at the top of the show, we have a Bond special. Bond dress up, Bond music, Bond quizzes, Bond stuff. It's all happening next week. It's all about Bond.
I'm beside myself. I'm really excited.
So is Kevin. So is Kevin.
He has
It's to
no
celebrate
idea.
the release of Is it No Time to Die?
Yes, it is.
No Time to Die coming out next weekend. So we are going to do a Bond special. Tuxes, bow ties, guns, champagne, martinis, everything Bond. We're also going to ask the Burritonians to this week, and we need you guys to step up here. Bond type images put in the Burritonian group chat, and it'll be private in there, so it won't go to the world. Even just little Bond, just Bond images. Who's got the best Bond outfit? Stick it in there, and we'll give away some prizes for that too. Tuxedo Day, indeed. So Vanessa, your challenge is Vanessa, is to rise to the Bond challenge for next week's special.
I've honestly, I've already got it all worked out. I know what I'm wearing. I know what I'm drinking.
Oh my
I'm
God.
so excited. I can't even begin to tell you.
Right,
Happy
go.
birthday.
I can
Go and
imagine.
prepare. Oh, yeah.
So I can imagine Daniel Craig going, "Sorry, Blofeld, I've no time to die because it's 7:45. It's a burrito. I'll be with you in about an hour."
Facts.
Totally.
It's
Is that what he's going to
happening.
say?
Yeah.
You have a lovely day. We'll see you
Thank
next week.
Thank
Awesome.
you so much. Fabulous.
Vanessa
one.
Gartel, everyone.